Welcome to the Inside Talks, where you get to hear the unheard. This is your host, Freshie. College life encompasses various elements, and if we were to pick out on the most cherished among them, it has to be the clubs that we associate with. Through these clubs, we not only unleash the untapped potential, but also get a platform to relive art that inspires. But how often do we get a chance to know a club inside out, unless, of course, we become a part of it? Filling in a void, we bring to you a one-of-a-kind conversation with respective clubs and club members. So, release into the fun, sit back and relax. In the opening episode of Inside Talks, we have with us TEDxKIET, one of the most promising clubs of our college. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. I welcome Sara Hanu, the Vice President, and Shambhavi Singh, the Head Curator at TEDxKIET. Before we head towards the Q&A, I think it's very important for us to develop an understanding of what TED is and how does it function. Therefore, Sara, I would ask for you to give us a quick overview.
Okay, sure. So talking about TED, TED is basically a global non-profit organization centered towards spreading ideas worth spreading. It started in 1984 as a conference which was centered around technology, entertainment and design. But now after its decades of its existence, it has broadened its domains to various aspects of life like literature, culture, technology, design and business and whatnot. Talking about TEDx. TEDx is basically grassroots or local initiative of the global TED event. So TEDxKIET caters to the local audience here around as such as students, faculty, staff, and that's what we stand for.
Okay, thank you. That was wonderful. Okay, now I think another interesting question that comes up here is, how did TED find its way into KIET? I mean, what was the idea behind the seniors or maybe the founding members of this TEDx group to have a vision to have, TED as a college club?
Yes. So our super seniors had attended some TEDx conferences and were familiar with the idea and really wanted our institute to have some familiarity or some association with such an organization. So they started with a talk show of Mr. Manish in 2018 and after that, which was a successful hit, after that they went on to propose for creation of this TEDx KIET club. And after 4 years from then, we have done 3 major events, annual events. And so
we are indeed so glad that TED is indeed a part of our college. Moving on, Shambhavi, I have a question for you. So, how long has it been for you in the club?
So, I joined club in my first year of the college and it's been almost 2.5 years in this club. I'm in 3rd year right now, so it's been a very long journey.
Indeed, right? I mean, 3 years of your... Yeah, okay. Sara, what about you? How long has it been for you?
The same time. We were actually recruited at the same time. I was in my first year, very naive, not knowing what TED is or what this whole thing is, very new to everything. And 3 years from that point of time, I'm here sitting and telling the world about what TED is.
How did this club transcend into your lives?
Okay, so starting from the beginning, I joined this club, like I said, in my first year and was very naive then and didn't know what to do. Everything was new here, and so I was very hesitant to stay back for the interview, for the recruitment interview of TEDx, right? So, and after 3 years here, I can definitely say that there's a lot of change that I've seen in myself and people working around me with my friends and my teammates. Giving a general idea, once a person joins this club, what one goes through is we go through a lot of on-ground opportunities that we get, like speaking, interacting with the speakers directly and framing their talk, going to the sponsors and selling our event and asking for them to invest in us, doing all sorts of marketing. If you see our social media pages, we have around 5K followers over all of our social medias, courtesy our marketing and graphics team. So there are so many domains that one gets to work in, that you get a knowledge of everything, in which, and after that, after 3 years of working in such an environment, you are definitely standing apart from the crowd.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is what this
you
gives
have
you.
this, outshining, I think, personality
Yeah.
once you get in something which pushes you every time.
For sure, for
Agreed.
sure.
What about you, Shambhavi?
Well, Shrishti, I totally agree with Sara. जब मैंने फर्स्ट ईयर में ये क्लब ज्वाइन करा था तो फिर मैं काफ़ी एक तरह से कह सकते हैं डरी सहमी सी रहती थी और देन आफ्टर बाय रिग्रेस ट्रेनिंग ऑफ माय सीनियर्स यू कैन सी द चेंजेस इन मी आई एम सिटिंग हियर टॉकिंग टू यू ऑल एंड शेयरिंग माय एक्सपीरियंस विद यू ऑल. And Srishti, I must say, when you join any club, then all the domains of the club, all the technological aspects of the club, you all get to learn that. So I learned that too. Like I was not able to talk to people properly, but then now I'm the head curator of TEDxKIET team, and my job is to talk to speakers and convince them to come in our college and give TEDx talks. So yeah, that's how it transcended into my life.
It is so uplifting to hear your journey, Shambhavi.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next question, I would ask, what is that one milestone TEDxKIET is the most proud of?
Oh, there are actually many that we're proud of. Considering that we've been consistent in our work for so many years. Starting from our online event 2020, which was a huge task for us because we had prepared for an offline event. So, and because of COVID lockdown, everyone knows here, everything was shut, and so we had to re-prepare for everything. Our speakers cancelled on us, our sponsor dropped us. So it was a whole task to pull off that offline event to online event, but we did it greatly. Moving on to our license application that we drafted in 2021, that was a big hit because with something that takes at least 7 to 8 months for approval and even gets rejected at times, we took it in less than 2 months. So that was a great milestone. Moving on to the next event that we had in 2021, the biggest event that we had conducted in the history of KIET, TEDxKIET 2021, which was a massive success. The first offline event of the college. We had great feedback from our audience and from our faculty members, all of our speakers. Great milestones our club has achieved.
I can see through your glinting eyes that yes, it has been a milestone for TED. There was a lot of buzz in the college campus when TED is recruiting. So I cannot help but wonder, what are those few qualities they look for in an individual to be a part of the TED team? Let's hear it from them. Shambhavi, what are those qualities?
Srishti, I believe there is one universal quality that not only TEDx but all the clubs or organizations see, that is loyalty. So if you're loyal towards our club, then you can definitely be the part of our club, because if you're loyal, then you're willing to learn, and if you're willing to learn, you can learn anything. But Srishti, I must say there is one more thing, that when people of different opinions come in our club, then one must understand that not only your opinion is important, but also others' opinion. Others' opinion are also important. So if you're willing to look beyond your opinion, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to accept what other person is saying, then you can definitely be part of our club, because that's how every organization works. We should understand and respect others' opinion as well. I must say,
the ability to accept the others' opinion, listen to them. Basically, today we are all up for speaking. Everyone wants to speak. Everyone wants to put their opinion out there. But the ability to listen to other person is a quality
thing, I think, is prevalent these days. True. So yes, it's very important to accept. It's very important.
There is one thing, Srishti, like we make some sort, if we are making some sort of dish, so what we do, we used to put up lots of spices for that. Suppose one particular spice, suppose salt is, taking advantage. So nobody likes salty food. Like too much salty is not good for health. So that's how a team works. If you're having an opinion and you are forcing that opinion to others, how a good dish is going to be prepared? Nobody is gonna love that dish. Nobody is gonna love that event if only my opinions are being reflected throughout the event. That's how. If you know this particular thing, if you know how a good dish is made, how you can make a good dish, how you can be part of good dish, then you can be part of Team TEDxKIET.
I would like to add, we wouldn't mind a bit of humor also.
Yeah.
So to anyone out there looking to get into TED, I think if you know how to make a Michelin star recipe, dish you are in for this.
And can make us laugh.
Okay, too demanding, I guess. Anyway,
Also chai.
we have demands.
Thank you.
I couldn't help but wonder, like, how do you guys approach speakers to come into our college and give a talk? Like, what is the process behind this?
Okay.
That's very, actually, searching for a speaker is a very rigorous process, Srishti. And this is done by curation team of Team TEDxKIET. So the first process in searching for speaker is research.
Okay.
We research about the theme because a whole event encompasses around the theme only. We don't search for any person who is very popular. We don't search for a person having a large social media existence. We search for a person who is having an idea which stands in favor of the theme that we have selected. So the thing is, Srishti, when we draft our license application, we search for a particular theme because TED itself asks for a theme, like what theme you are presenting, what as a team TEDxKIET or what as a team TEDx XYZ you are presenting to the world. So our whole team first search for a theme and then draft for license application. After our license gets approved, after 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, it sometimes gets rejected too, and then we have to redraft the license. But then after our license gets approved, we as a whole curation team search for a particular theme which is universal, which is global, which encompasses masses. So once we get done with theme itself, we research about different fields, like we research about education, we research about technology, we research about art, we research about science.
Medicine.
So after researching about various, like hundreds of fields, we come up with certain names. And after coming up with a list of names, like 100 names, 200 names, sometimes it goes beyond 500 names. I can proudly say that I was one among those who were researching these names. So we start searching for them, like where they are on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Reddit, on whatever platform that exists. We search everywhere. So after researching, if we get positive reply from them, like they want to associate with Team TEDxKIET, we assign one of our team member to a particular speaker for all the rules and regulation stuff, because our talk should not go against our rules, the rules that has been framed by TED itself. So after all these things are done and we finalize our speaker, that's how we call 10 or 12 or sometimes 5 or 6 speakers in our event. So I just want to say there is one thing, that is one key point which is most important while searching for speaker, is research. Rigorous research, I must say.
Well, it actually looks like a very tedious process, but I must say you guys make it look seamless.
It's tedious, but also you learn so much about so many people. You network with so many people that it does not seem like a work. It seems like you're exploring into the new. You read about what people do and what they've achieved in life. It just gives you inspiration every day.
It's fun. I understand. It's fun because of course you get to know so many things you haven't known yet.
For sure.
So yeah, it works that way, right? Since we know how big a TED team is, I'm sure there must be differences in perspectives. Like when you have such smart people in one room, there has to have some friction between the teammates, maybe on the ideologies, or they don't get on board on the philosophies. So how do you get over that? What is that one strategy that brings the best out of everyone?
So I would like to answer. I would say the advantage of having such a big team, of managing a big team where people are from different backgrounds, they have different perspectives. The best part about is that on a particular crossroad, on a particular decision, you get nuances from different backgrounds. So while making a decision, we come to a common ground and consider the nuance of every single aspect. So जब decision बन रहा है, वो collective decision है. The discussion is key. So while we have a common motive of ideas worth spreading, we come to a unanimous decision of taking the common parts and the good parts of everyone's perspective. I think that works the best with all of us.
I would like to add something, Srishti. It's a very valid question because in Hindi we say जहाँ बहुत सारे बर्तन रहते हैं आवाज़ तो होती ही है. So obviously बहुत सारे बर्तन हैं हमारी टीम में तो आवाज़ तो होती है. But we believe in coexistence. True. Our last event's theme was coexistence too. So we believe we all are having our own perspective as well, but we all think beyond that perspective and we think what is better for the team. That's how we resolve all our conflicts, because I might be having some sort of opinion, Sarah must be having some sort of opinion, and other members must be having some sort of opinion. But what we do, we listen all the opinion and then we draft a particular opinion which is good for the team, which is good for TEDxKIET, which is not good for Sarah, which is not good for Shambhavi or anybody else, which is good for everyone. So that's how we
The
resolve
unity
conflicts.
matters.
Yeah.
I think it's always about the big picture.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, so it's very important that you get everybody on board because it is for the team. Right? It is always about team and team spirit.
Every
so
time.
that is how any club would work.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have our research team of one person who has the information that there is an inside joke in the TED team. Fruity people. Now I think it's big time that we get to know who are they.
So answering that question is actually our graphics head, the fourth year person, Ashish sir.
Okay.
He's very fond of fruity.
Okay.
So and once we had this event and all of the volunteers and all of our team was like, sir, party do, fruity ki party do. And since then we just like, we are fruity people.
For our seniors, we were useless.
Yeah.
Like they used to call us useless. No other name. No Sarah, no Shambhavi. Useless.
Useless people, useless number
team,
one.
Useless volunteer.
Okay.
So we are seniors now. We call our juniors Fruity people. So informal name of our TEDx club is Fruity Club.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all have our gut full now that we know. Now that we are on it, I would ask a word that defines junior and senior bond in the club.
Oh, junior senior bond in our club is rather very interesting. Like Shambhavi said in the previous question, our seniors used to call us by useless, useless people. So हम आए club में, हम तब useless थे, हमने पूरा काम सीखा, हमने club आगे भी ले गए, हम core team में आ गए, उसके बाद भी हम useless हैं. So it's that kind of, it's that stayed the same. So what the general overview of the junior senior club is that juniors come into the club, learn their first, they have their first instance of professionalism with us. They learn how to work in the team, how to report to people, how to get things done on time, get things done in deadline, and to interact with people of different domains and get a project done, basically.
Right.
So they get the taste of professionalism here.
Right.
And it's basically dynamically synergetic, where we learn from each other. What we learn from them is that they're useless people. but it's overall it's a great experience, healthy experience, I must say, and friends who become family afterwards, because we have such a bunch of memories together.
So should I say TED seniors are a prude? Because calling your juniors useless is not something.
That is a stretch, Srishti.
Oh, okay. Shambhavi, do you have anything to add?
It's more like in scientific term we call it symbiosis. Like I am dependent on you and you are dependent on me. Yeah. So it's like
it's
a
two-way
mutual.
thing.
It's mutual. So what they are learning from us is what our seniors taught us, a bit of professionalism. Although we don't consider as a person who are having lots of professionalism. And what we learn
Take
from
this
them,
from me, you guys do have it.
Okay.
And what we learn from them is they're new people, they're having new ideas, new thinking. So they're bubbling with excitement. So that excitement, that's contagious, I can say.
That euphoria.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes,
true.
I see that.
So that's symbiotic.
We get a new perspective from them, ideas to do new. We are all about new ideas. So we get new ideas to do this event, that event. इसको ऐसे करते हैं, वैसे करते हैं.
That young energy.
Yeah, the young energy that we get from them is always beneficial. Yeah.
Agreed. Why not? So, what were those unforeseen challenges you guys get to face while preparing for the recent 2021 TEDx event?
Srishti, I believe the first challenge was to thinking about new personality or incorporating a new idea in our event. Okay. So that was a challenge, and then
also we had one of our speakers who cancelled on us, and the posters were out, everything. We had marketed him and everything. So, but due to some unforeseen challenges only, they had to cancel on us. They had to cancel the event, and to take that responsibility that we had promised the audience, the faculty, all of the people who were coming to see the event. So to justify that thing to all of them. Later, it was all sorted out. We had a whole video about it, but that was an unforeseen challenge.
So then, was it a panic situation? Like you
Exactly,
guys
it
did
was.
not like how like what
for
did help
curation
in that
team,
time?
it was like a mini heart attack.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that person was a famous personality. People were pitching on him. So if somebody is pitching on a personality, then that means they are coming just because of that personality. So presenting the reasons in a proper way was the biggest challenge for the curation
Okay,
team.
so the audience you had drawn
Yeah.
because of him.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a struggle.
So that
Okay.
was an unforeseen
Yeah.
challenge. Also, we had one of our speakers who was late to the event.
Okay.
So there was a cat. We were about to introduce him, but he was not on the venue yet. So we had all of our curation team members go contact him, and then we were. I think Shambhavi and me only were on the stage to handle the audience
Yeah.
by the time they arrive.
Okay.
So to on the spot spontaneously manage all of that
Yeah.
stage situation when you have hundreds of audience in front of you, speakers in front of you.
So, like, did anyone else get to know that there's some chaos on the
No,
behind?
they
or was
didn't.
it just
You
that
witnessed the
scene?
event. Did you get to know? I
Well,
guess
of course not.
we were good at
Commendable. The
Yeah.
things you guys pulled off. It is
Yeah,
commendable.
the problem
Yeah.
was Srishti, like people were late, but the challenge was not that they were late. Challenge for us was to come up with something new every time somebody is late.
That
Like
okay.
we can't have a question answer session every time somebody is late. We can't have chit chat session every time somebody is late. So we as a team member had to come something
Like walking on
entirely
your
different.
wits.
Yeah.
That is a major play in every event, in every
True.
live event.
True. We had flexes coming up 12 hours before the event, so we had to set up many.
What I know is
unforeseen-
that you work with a timestamp.
Yeah.
Everything has to happen minute to minute.
Minute to minute. We had a whole set schedule drawn out, and everything had to happen according to it because दूसरा speaker भी ready है according to the schedule.
Exactly.
हमारे sir ready हैं. We have got director sir coming in
Yeah.
for the speech, so they're ready for their time slot. So if
And
someone
they even have their prior commitments.
Yeah, they
so
have.
they cannot get flexible with your timings. Right?
Yeah,
So
so
they
to
were saying
manage all of that, you learn all of actually something you do not see coming and you tackle on the spot, you learn a lot from it.
I think it's the best spot
That's
in any
true.
event because that is how you get to know what are you made of.
True.
But
So
Srishti,
that's-
I'm really proud that we pulled that event
True.
off, irrespective of all those unforeseen challenges, because all these unforeseen challenges makes things memorable and
Yeah,
little
absolutely.
spice.
Well, of course, a little spice adds up to like who doesn't like spice, right?
True.
So yes, I agree, and it is so inspiring. No kidding. I mean, listening to you guys having had the struggles and coming up with the best solutions because of course for that moment I think it is the best solution you can look for. I don't think this talk would be a success before we know who is Bob.
Okay, to give our first and second year audience a little background, Bob was someone we used as a marketing gimmick, you would say, for promoting our online TEDx event, TEDxKIET 2020. So we had come up with polls by Bob for our PR audience, for audience to interact with us and to get to know that this event is happening. And then we had our marketing team do a Q&A with the audience in the name of Bob. So Bob is basically a someone who we had as a marketing.
We want answers, not someone.
Srishti, the interesting part of Bob was when we introduced Bob. So people were like, there is someone whose name is Bob in TEDx.
Exactly.
He is
Yeah,
operating all
exactly.
those stuffs behind the scenes.
I know it firsthand because I was curious as anybody else.
I got so many questions from people asking me, "Are you Bob?" I was like, "No, I'm not." But
It was just a name.
a persona, you might
Where
say.
is Bob in team picture? Where is Bob?
So that we basically have more engagement with our audience.
Well, it did work.
Yeah.
Whoever had this idea, it did work.
We're talking about it here.
Yeah, of course. And everybody has. I think it's with everybody else because everybody wanted to know who Bob is.
Yeah.
And I think it was one buzzword.
Yeah.
True.
So yes, it worked on, guys. Good job. With this, we are approaching the last segment of our show. It has been an absolute pleasure to get into talking with the both of you. Thank you for shedding light on the life as a member of TEDxKIET. I literally wish you guys all the best, and I hope that you guys keep on living under the name of TED and to give its untainted glory. Thank you for coming. Thank you for having this talk. It was such a memorable time that I get to spend with you.
Thank you for having us here.
Exactly.
And
Thank you.
giving us
Pleasure
this
is all ours.
platform to let the people know what goes on behind scenes.
This marks the end of our first episode on Inside Talks. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you do, please make sure to like, subscribe and share this video. Comment down below and let us know what you think about this talk, what you think about TED and CSET. Your suggestions are always welcome. And with this, I ask you to stay tuned because there's a lot more coming up. Thank you.